Hello children, today we are going to start alkali metal and alkaline earth metals, means the S block elements. Generally two groups, group 1 and group 2 elements are known as the S block element, as the last electron in those all elements actually enters in the s orbital. Therefore these two group elements are known as the s block element. Group 1 elements are what? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and group 2 elements which are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. So these are all elements which we are going to discuss in this s block elements chapter. Now general properties means I need to tell you one thing. First thing I said you why they are known as the s block, because the last electron enters in the s orbital, and the thing is what they are having a diagonal relationship. Diagonal relationship is what we know. We have seen that lithium has the similarity or similar characteristics with the as magnesium. Sodium shows the similar characteristics with the calcium. Like this way, the diagonal relationship we need to we have seen. Beryllium and lithium along with magnesium, similarly, not sodium and calcium, sorry, this two group we are considering, not this one. So lithium, magnesium, beryllium matches with the aluminium here, and then group 13 also boron, which has a similarity with the silicon. Similarly, so what are the diagonal relationship? Diagonal relationship means why lithium and magnesium shows the similar characteristics. The reason is lithium, suppose I am telling about the atomic radii. Now if we go down the group, we know that the ionic radii increases, but if you go along a period, the ionic radii decreases. So like this way, both the effects cancels each other, and we will see the atomic radii of magnesium and lithium are almost same. So like this way, same different properties will be showing similarities due to this reason that down the group the properties generally either increases or decreases, and the opposite effect we can see along a period. Therefore similarity can be shown in the diagonal elements. This is called diagonal relationship. I need to mention this all. Next one is what? The thing is we are going to start alkali metals. So let us start with the alkali metals. Now what are the main thing we need to study in this alkali metals? Alkali metals are, first of all, their electronic configuration. I need to show you electronic configuration. So what is electronic configuration of each element? Lithium of group 1, I am telling. Alkali metals means group 1 elements are called alkali metals. Why they are called alkali metals? Because generally the metals, when their oxides are mainly once reacting with the water, it gives you the alkalis. Alkalis means the bases which is dissolved in water. As they are forming the alkalis, therefore these metals are known as the alkali metals. Now lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. Francium is the radioactive element, so we are not discussing about it. So what are their electronic configuration? See, so lithium means what? We know that if we are writing helium, noble gas configuration I am showing you. So what will be this one? It will be helium and next to S1. It is second period element, it is third period, fourth period element, fifth period element, sixth period element. So this is having one electron in the s orbital. Okay. What is the next? Sodium atomic number. Let me tell you the atomic number first. This is the atomic number of lithium 3, sodium 11, potassium 19, rubidium 37. We are adding just 18 with this. Okay. So lithium is 3. After that 8 electrons are added. Therefore the next element we will add with 3 plus 8, Then again lithium, sodium and potassium, that is third and fourth period element. Generally we are adding what, 8. Next 19 to 37, how? Because we have added 18 electrons, therefore their atomic numbers are also electrons as well as proton, therefore atomic numbers has changed to 37. And then this time cesium also we are adding 18, so it will become 55. Okay, the next one we will add 32, because the total 32 extra electrons we are adding. Okay, so these are the atomic number. Now the electronic configuration, look at this one. After helium, neon comes, so neon 10, helium 2, neon 10, and then 3s1. Simple configuration. See, after argon 18, and then 4s1. Okay, this is potassium. Then rubidium is what? After argon, what is coming? That is krypton. Krypton atomic number is what? Krypton atomic number is 36. So after that 5s1. Next one is cesium. That means the noble gas is after krypton xenon. So we are writing what? Xenon is after krypton xenon is 54. So we are writing 54 6s1. So we can understand that all the elements are having one electron in their s orbital. Okay, so this is the first thing we need to understand. On the basis of the electronic configuration, we will understand each and every character of the group. Electronic configuration already we have studied in the atomic structure chapter. So now we will start the general properties, that what are the main general properties we will discuss on the basis of the electronic configuration. So many things we can explain. First is atomic radii. Atomic radii, that is the size we can understand. Atomic radii is what? Means if we go along a period, we know that the atomic radii always decreases, but if we go down the group, the atomic radii always increases. So atomic radii increases. Why? Because the shells are added. From lithium to sodium, if you will go, the one shell is added. Sodium to potassium, another shell is added. So size increases down the group. So this is the thing. Once we are understanding the atomic radii, similarly what will happen? See, if you are considering ionic radii, and if I am now comparing ionic radii means what? Suppose you are having sodium, you are having sodium plus. Which one is having the higher atomic radii, ionic radii? You will say that ionic radii, that is the sodium plus radii, is smaller than the sodium. What is the reason? Sodium is having 11 proton and 11 electron. So effective nuclear charge which is acting on the 11 electrons. Now here sodium plus 11 proton but 10 electron, because as it has already lost 1 electron, therefore it has 10 electrons. So 11 proton effective nuclear charge is acting on 10 electron, therefore in this case the effective nuclear charge increases, hence the size decreases. Always remember that cation is smaller in size than the corresponding atom. Okay, so ionic radii we can understand, same thing will happen for the if we go down the group, ionic radii also increases. Next one, ionization enthalpy. If we go down the group, ionization enthalpy, I am telling, try to understand this topic, ionization enthalpy. There or ionization energy. Ionization enthalpy is what? Enthalpy is one, means the energy. Ionization enthalpy, we know that if we the energy which is applied to the atom to release one electron is called the ionization enthalpy, but the atom should be in the gaseous state and in the isolated condition. That means no other attraction should act on the atom. This is the main and very important condition for the ionization enthalpy to measure. So ionization enthalpy, if we go down the group, it will increase always. Okay, because sorry, it will decrease always. What is the reason behind that? Because ionization enthalpy depends upon the distance from the nucleus to outermost electron. Okay, and if we go down the group, as the size I said you increases, therefore the distance between the nucleus and the outermost electron increases. As the distance increases, always remember the effective nuclear charge will decrease. Therefore, very easy to release or remove one electron from the outermost shell. So, which one will show the highest ionization enthalpy in this? Lithium, all this. Lithium will show the highest ionization enthalpy. But if we are considering cesium, it will show the least ionization enthalpy in this all. Okay, then what will be the effect? Ionization enthalpy, so I am writing what? Ionization enthalpy decreases down the group. That we understand, decreases as the size increases or as the distance between the nucleus and outermost electron increases. So, what will happen if the low ionization enthalpy will be there? If the ionization enthalpy is low, then the atom or the element should be reactive. It is showing more electropositive nature. It is showing more metallic characteristics. Okay, so metal is having what tendency? They are losing electron readily. So ionization enthalpy low means they will lose electron readily. So they will show metallic character. So low ionization enthalpy means low ionization enthalpy, we are denoting or representing ionization enthalpy as IE. So low ionization enthalpy means their reactivity, their metallic character generally increases. Reactivity as a metal increases. And what to say, electropositivity, better we will write like this way: electropositivity increases. Electropositivity increases down the group. It increases down the group. And metallic character as well increases down the group. So metallic character also increases down the group. So if we are seeing which one is the most reactive metal in this, these are all metals generally, and these are soft metals. Why they are soft metals, that also we will discuss. Why they are soft metals? They are metals. I said you they are having the metallic character, and as we go down, metallic character increases. So cesium will show the more metallic character than lithium. We understand that, but I am saying that as a whole group elements, they are having, they all are soft metals. Means the metals which we are seeing, that is iron, that is copper, aluminiums, all, or aluminum, leave aluminum, that all metals, general metals, silver, these are all generally hard metals. But this lithium, sodium, potassium, these are so soft that we can cut the metals with knife even. So they are soft metals. Why they are soft? Because the bond, if the bond is very weak, then generally we say the bond means metals are soft. Bond means if they are having one electron in their outermost shell, then the bond which it will form are weaker than if it happens, suppose if it has 3 or 4 electrons or more than those, means it has more electron in the outermost shell, they will form the bonds which will be much stronger. But here, as they are having only one electron, the bond which they will form are weaker. Therefore we can say they are soft metals because their bonds are weaker. So this is a very important thing. These metals are soft due to the weak bonds. And why weak bonds? Because the lesser number of electrons present in the outermost shell. Next is what? Ionization enthalpy and the consequences of ionization enthalpy we have discussed now. Next is the hydration enthalpy. Generally lithium, sodium, potassium, I said you like this way. If we go down the group, what will happen? The size increases, we understand, but the charge or the electrons which is on this metal, suppose lithium, once it will lose one electron, it will be having one monopositive charge on it, है ना? So all are having the same monopositive charge generally. but their sizes increases. So the charge density generally decreases from lithium to cesium, isn't it? As the charge density decreases, their hydration enthalpy also, means these ions or cations, once hydrated or surrounded by the water molecule, the energy released is called the hydration enthalpy. And in this case, what we are saying, as the lithium is having the smallest in size, therefore its hydration enthalpy will be the maximum. That means once it is surrounded by the water molecule, the energy released will be maximum. So their hydration enthalpy will be maximum. And another is what, the lithium, most of the lithium salts are hydrated salt, therefore hydrated salts, most of the lithium salts. And another thing is what, the as they are highly hydrated, therefore their mobility, means how they are moving, how faster they are moving in the aqueous solution, their mobilities it is called. Okay, so their mobilities decreases as we go down the group. So always remember that this one mobility, as we go down the group, the mobility generally decreases. This mobility, this lithium, once hydrated, it will be heavier, therefore it will be lesser mobile, we can say. Therefore the mobility of lithium, hydrated lithium, will be least. So hydrated lithium will be showing the least mobility, and then sodium, then potassium, like this way. That means the hydrated one I said you, so it will show the highest mobility. I wanted to say lowest mobility, and this one actually will be less movable in the aqueous solution once it is hydrated, because it is mostly hydrated, so it will become heavier. Is it clear? So which one will show the less mobility? We will tell that which one, lithium plus will show the least mobility, and the cesium will show the highest mobility in the aqueous solution. Now their oxidation state, what about their oxidation state? See, oxidation states, we are generally we generally decide oxidation state like this way. See, lithium, as lithium is having, what is their electronic configuration? In the 2s orbital they are having only one electron. So they have what tendency? They can generally if they are sharing their electron, suppose they will share this one electron only, so their oxidation state will be +1. Okay, and if they want to release this one, that is also only one electron it can release. So that is oxidation state, their oxidation state are 1 only, because they can form only one covalent bond by sharing only one electron. They don't have any other electrons, therefore their oxidation state will be +1. Whole group, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, all will show the +1 oxidation state, mainly because they have only one electron in the s orbital. Next is metallic characterized state, melting point, boiling point. If you are asking, then their melting point, boiling point, generally the melting points are very low. The melting points are very low, and what is the alkali metals? If we are telling that melting point Y, and if they are forming any ionic compounds, if I am saying melting point low because the one electron is there, I said you, that means one electron bonding is very weak, that means the melting point and boiling point as well will be very low. Okay, and what are the main nature of their bonds? Their nature of the bonds is ionic, mainly ionic. They are forming the ionic bonds. Because they have only one electron, they have a high tendency to lose that electron to get the stability octet configuration. Okay, therefore they are forming ions. So the bonds which will be formed is the electrovalent bond or the ionic bond. So generally they are forming the ionic bonds. Okay, and now very important two, three things we are going to discuss. That is the flame coloration. Most of the alkali metals are showing color to the flame. Okay, flame coloration, why they are showing the flame coloration? See, yes, mostly they are chlorides which are volatile in nature. Suppose sodium chloride, potassium chloride, their chlorides are volatile. So in the flame they are gaining their energy which is enough, whatever energy they are getting from the flame, okay, which is enough to enough for the electron to go for the excited state. Means electron jumps to the higher orbit, and after gaining the energy from the flame, it will jump to the higher shell, and once it will come back to its original shell, that time it will emit some energy, and once they will emit the energy, this energy radiations actually falls in the visible region. Therefore, we can see the color of the light. So, the most of the alkali metals are able to show flame coloration. So, what is the main reason? I said you, as their ionization enthalpy is very low, therefore they are gaining energy, whatever they are getting the energy from the flame, it is enough to be excited to the higher shell. Okay. So once they will go to the higher shell, it's very unstable. Now they have tendency to go back to its original shell. Once they will come back to its original shell, they emit some energy, and that energy is actually this radiations which is coming out. It falls in the visible region. Therefore, they are showing the color. Flame coloration we can see for the alkali metal halides. Next is what? Generally the main topic is the photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect. This already we have studied in the photoelectric effect in the atomic structure. The photoelectric effect is what? Any metals, once the light falls on it, the metal, if the metal or the element starts to eject electron, is called photoelectric effect. Okay. So, which metals can eject the electron? The metals which are having the low ionization enthalpy. They are able to absorb the energy, whatever energy falls on it, that is the radiation once falls on it, it absorbs energy, and as their ionization enthalpy low, so they are able to eject the electron from its surface. So, they can only show the photoelectric effect. Generally, the potassium metal, cesium metal, these are able to show photoelectric effect. So, in the photoelectric cell, these elements which are having very low ionization enthalpy, these elements can be used. Okay. But lithium ionization enthalpy is not so less that we can use lithium as a in the photoelectric